Joe Biden is now in the race. He is running, and he released a video to go along with this. Take a look at a section of his announcement.
I believe history will look back on 4 years of this president and all he embraces as an aberrant moment in time. But if we give Donald Trump 8 years in the White House, he will forever and fundamentally alter the character of this nation, who we are, and I cannot stand by and watch that happen. The core values of this nation, our standing in the world, our very democracy, everything that has made America, America is at stake. That's why today I'm announcing my candidacy for President of the United States. Folks, America's an idea that's stronger than any army, bigger than any ocean, more powerful than any dictator or tyrant. It gives hope to the most desperate people on earth. It guarantees that everyone is treated with dignity and gives hate no safe harbor. It instills in every person in this country the belief that no matter where you start in life, there's nothing you can't achieve if you work at it. That's what we believe. And above all else, that's what's at stake in this election. We can't forget what happened in Charlottesville. Even more important, we have to remember who we are. This is America.
Okay, so he's running.
Yeah.
I think my first shallow impression of that ad is I think that regular voters who aren't 100% politically savvy will find that to be appealing.
Right.
It looks like it could have been written either for a Democrat or for a Republican. There wasn't a lot of like policy mentioned in it. It was kind of just lofty language about American values and all that. What do you guys think? Putting that in the context of who else he's going to be running against.
Well, let me just start off by saying that I wish I were one of the people who would watch that video and feel inspired and believe the things that he's saying. But unfortunately, I know too much and I'm more of a cynic and I'm super pessimistic about what America really is, what it has been, and what Donald Trump has done in that he's not the catalyst. I tweeted about this. He's not the catalyst for the lack of character that we're seeing among his supporters, right? Now, among Republicans, his approval rating's very high, it's in the 90s. And what he's done is basically destroyed the facade of Republican morality or the idea that the right wing ever had any character. What he did is emboldened the right wing to reveal what their character really is. So that's one of the issues I had with this whole statement. Like this whole whitewashing of what America is and how there's no place for hate in this country. What are you talking about? This country was built on devastating people, built on destroying people's lives and disenfranchising some while raising others. And I have an issue with the whole message. And of course, he's running against Trump. Like that's already out of the gate what his campaign is about.
Definitely.
And I don't think that that's a smart strategy.
I think that, if we simplified all of the arguments between progressive or centrist or whatever, in some ways it's like, we all recognize that we need to defeat Trump and that Trump is an emergency, but do we want to defeat the context that led to Trump? And then there's even different degrees of addressing the context. Obviously, I think Bernie's the most structural and fundamental. I think Warren gets to it in some ways. Bernie, obviously my preferred candidate. Biden is running the pure, it's just Trump. Like history stopped in 2016. Besides that, basically everything was cool. And we need to go back to that. I think what's gonna be tricky is I think there is the biggest disconnect of any candidate between what people like us think of him and what his appeal is. We loathe the guy for every imaginable substantive reason. Anita Hill, Iraq, credit card bill, segregation policies, if you go back to the 70s. But I think he does have a certain type of charisma and he does have a certain type of appeal, and he's gonna speak to a certain type of person that is looking for and craves normalcy in a certain way. And then the other tricky dynamic is, how do you calibrate? I think people do need to be really smart and attentive in how they speak about President Obama. And at the same time, him coming forward, like some people want to hit him on everything up until the 8 years that he worked for President Obama. So the other challenge of him is, are people going to be real about the Obama record on Wall Street and drones and things like that? Because that's part of this structure versus just get rid of Trump conversation. And he really distills it.
Thank you very much for watching this clip from the Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.